Nadya. Outside the cabin doorway, a distant rumble calls. Nadya. Outside the cabin doorway, a distant rumble mumbles. Nadya. There's a loud crack and the rumble of thunder, and my whole cabin on the Cloudship Orion jumps up a few inches and falls back down. I snag my journal and pen before they can slide off my desk and look out the window again, where the yellow gold light of afternoon is fading into gray, stormy shadows. Darn it, I mutter. Tamban, my greatest nemesis on the ship and as goody-goody a kid as you've ever met, shouts at me through the door. Nadya, Captain Nic wants you, and he'll give you stripes this time if you're not out here in 10 seconds. I push back from my writing desk and snort. Nic never hits us. Our first mate, Tall Tom, wants him to sometimes, but Nic's too nice for that. All the same, I open the desk drawer where I keep important stuff and toss my journal into it. I can hear the rumble of thunder after all, and we're halfway across the cloud sea, 6 days from the dusty adobe houses, giant walls, and leafy streets of Vashabandi in the west, and 5 days till the ironwork cranes, crooked skyscrapers, zip lines, and grungy alleys of Faragandi in the east. Out here, the storms are big and mean and fast. So if Nic wants me, and there's thunder outside, something exciting's probably about to happen. My name's Nadya Skylung, and I keep the Orion afloat. I don't do it all by myself, of course, not yet. Mrs. Trachea is still teaching me, but I'll have it figured out soon. I have to. Tall Tom's leaving the ship when we make port in Faragandi next week, and Nic's going to pick one of the kids on the Orion to do his job. I'm going to make sure it's me, and learn how to run a cloud ship, and then someday I'll be captain of my own ship, and I'll fly anywhere I want, anytime I want to. Nadya, the greatest Skylung of them all. I'm halfway through closing my desk drawer when the ship gives another huge lurch, and there's an ominous creaking from the deck outside. Tam pounds on my door again. I flinch and jump up. I'm coming, I shout. I open the door and glare at Tam. A mop of iron-black hair sits on his head like a grumpy octopus, and he's got on the same black overalls and white shirt he always wears. He thinks his clothes show off his permanently tanned skin and the muscles underneath it. I think they show off how dumb he is. Tam's 6 months younger than me, but he's also 6 inches taller, 6 ways wiser, and 6 times as quick. Or so he tells me anyway. He's a stick in the mud about rules and safety and doesn't trust anything he can't take apart with a screwdriver. I know the world's not as scary as he thinks, and that rules were made for reasons, and the reasons matter more than the rules. We butt heads over it all the time. Everybody thinks Nic'll pick him or me as first mate when Tom leaves the ship, but I know it'll be me. Above Tam, the big dark egg of the cloud balloon where I do most of my work twists and creaks at the end of long cables secured to the deck. The storm's not far off now, and it's getting closer. The wind's picking up. Get your safety belt on, Tam says. Nic wanted you 10 minutes ago. What are you doing in there? I roll my eyes. It didn't look like the storm was that close. I was just going to finish my page. None of your business, I say. I like to journal because it reminds me of my mom. I've got a page from one of her old diaries tucked away in my desk, and I try to write like she did. Tam snorts, but right then a huge gust of wind hits the Orion. The whole ship rises up by a couple of feet and slams back down. My stomach jumps into my throat. I just about float off the deck. Behind me, I hear the thunk of something heavy falling out of my desk. The wind pushes down on the aft of the Orion and up on its bow, so the deck slants and I have to brace myself to keep from slipping aftward toward Nic's cabin and the stairway at the other end of the ship. A black and silver flash rolls by my feet through the open door, and my heart tries to swan dive out of my chest. I don't remember much about my parents, see? That's why my last name's Skylung, after the way I can breathe the special air in cloud balloons, instead of after their last name. Mrs. T and Nic found me in a crashed ship in the desert outside Vashabandi when I was 3. Tam says my parents must be dead since nobody's ever seen them, but I don't believe him. I remember my dad standing at the wheel of a cloud ship in a sandstorm, shouting directions to the crew. I remember my mom letting me run my fingers over fancy etching on a silver safe and telling me how special it was. I think they're still out there, doing something amazing, and I just have to find them. So I take extra special care of the knickknacks I have left from when Nick and Mrs. T found me. The most important of all those things is a round, tarnished silver doorknob that I remember my mom pressing into my hands and telling me to keep safe. The same one that just rolled past my feet and is heading for the deck rails, the open sky, and the ocean below.